Welcome in, everybody, to another fantastic Mornings on Main Street on this July 28th, 2022. Look at downtown Nashville. That's the way it used to look about 20 years ago, like at night. But now it's become a entertainment district for people around the world. And the weather today, well, as always, our weather brought to you by our good friends at Roy's Meat Service. Check them out at roymeatservice.com. He is your neighborhood butcher in East Nashville, serving, cooking up beef, poultry, everything, steak, whatever you want. He's got lunch. The S. Fernando's quesadillas. Fantastic. Roy, thank you. Jeff Roy and the team over there. Thanks for being a part of this show. Check them out online. Seriously, roymeatservice.com. Weather today, much like yesterday, more rain moving in, though. Highs in the upper 80s, low 90s. So make your way out today. Have an umbrella kind of handy with you when you do that today. So there you go. Thank you, Roy. All right, welcome into the show. We got a packed show for you today. We got our good friend Catherine Mayhew, food blogger. A good friend. Everybody's a good friend. So let's get that out of the way. Chris Stout, he's a financial advisor, is going to join us about Mega Millions, which is now called Mega. Hold on. Stop it, man. Mega Billions. Yes. All right, cut it off, audience. Okay. And then at 7:45ish, Chris Parker from Music City Grand Prix joins us for a week out for the big events. We got a lot of things happening today. Positive, fun, local, just what the doctor ordered. Let's bring in the intern who yesterday got another on another fresh face list for 2022. Good housekeeping. Put the intern on and said one of the top 10 fresh faces of 2022. That's got to be pretty cool.
Absolutely. I'm getting a little tired of that title, though. No, I'm just kidding. That's the fame.
I never get tired of that title.
That's the fame getting to my head.
Question: are you in a bathroom somewhere? Because I see
Yeah, I'm always in a bathroom, Joe.
Okay.
You know that.
I see that plaster behind you. Not George Plaster, but plaster.
Yeah, I sneak into your place and just chill in your bathroom for as long as you
stay away.
No, I know you want me to, but
Mom says he's here again. I'm like, stay out of here,
Ma. Where's that meatloaf?
Don't even start.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay, as we do every day, we'll tell you what days of the week or national holidays is, and there's a bunch that fly in today that we talk about all the time. All right. One of these today is, where are you? Holiday. One of these today is National Hamburger Day.
Yes, I love burgers.
So you know you infuriate people. They always like, hey, where's the best hamburger?
Yes.
If you tell them Wendy's or McDonald's, it sets them off every time. Because they'll be like, have you been to Billy's Burger on 4th Avenue South? I mean, some you never heard of, right? They try to be cool. Yep. If you tell them McDonald's and Wendy's, they get livid. Livid.
Especially if you're like, I like my own burgers that I make.
Yeah. It's like, whatever. I mean, look at this. So you get National Hamburger Day, National Chili Dog Day, National Milk Chocolate Day, National Water Park Day. There's all kinds of things going on today.
Refreshment Day.
What's your favorite water park?
Definitely Nashville Shores.
Definitely.
1,000,000%.
Definitely.
What's that? Will you scroll up just a hair?
Yeah. It's National Intern Day.
Oh, look at that!
I didn't miss that. Hey, man, I got to give you something.
I know. Where's my present?
You want one of my Emmy Awards? Because I got 3.
He really does have 3.
That good.
He really does have 3.
Oh.
Joe hates to brag on himself, but he has 3 Emmys.
I do. I hate them. I said, stay away. Pat me 3 times. I had National Intern Day. That's great, man.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that, but I was actually talking about up there. It says Moonshot Day, or what is it?
Oh, Earth Overshoot Day. Hold on.
Is that where like?
Again.
Is that like the Earth trying too hard, or you guys are trying too much?
Day, Earth Overshoot. What's going on here? Where am I going?
Oh gosh.
Okay, there we go. There's Earth again.
Hey, look at Earth.
It's because Earth Overshoot. That just makes no sense. And also known as Ecological Debt Day.
Huh. Like Earth, you're reaching, bruh.
The event doesn't have a sponsor because we don't know what it means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
You're up here somewhere, intern. Yep. You ever been down here?
Absolutely. It's Pensacola, right?
I mean, look, if you think about it, I always said that a finite mind cannot understand an infinite God, all right? Created the universe and everything. I mean, we're just on this big thing floating in space where we
I know.
It'll make you go crazy to think about everything.
For real. Especially, I just couldn't imagine being in space and seeing the world and it's
No.
like as a circle.
I know. That's why I've convinced myself again.
It's
a
flat.
finite mind cannot understand an infinite God. So
That's a great quote.
Thank you so much.
Did you make that up?
While I was eating a chili dog, I did. I made that quote up. So it all works out just fine.
I would like to say that intern has nothing on me, by the way.
He doesn't either.
Like, what's he even doing? Jeez.
I know. He's looking at something that has nothing to do with his job.
Right.
Well, you're always on the job. So
Exactly. Thank you, man.
National Soccer Day. There's a lot going on. I mean, some days there's nothing happening. Then you get these days here. It's like pretty cool. That's
Right.
what's going on.
Exactly.
I like that.
We're lucky.
All right. So we're going to talk a lot about this. Boom. Skinny filter.
Oh, skinny filter.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to talk about this today and tomorrow as well. Tomorrow up in Springfield for the Robertson County Awards. But I mean, this is everyone went yesterday. I mean, this is all people are talking about.
Oh yeah, nobody's won it yet still, right?
So the drawing is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, gotcha.
So at 7:30, Chris Stout, he's a financial advisor, going to join us. I mean, if you win this, all right, you're like, oh, you're not going to win it. Somebody's going to win, okay?
Yeah.
And then your whole life's going to change. I mean, if I gave you a check for $1 billion, what would you do?
I would go to.
Honestly, what would you do if you win?
I genuinely would go to the nearest like expensive car lot and get a car.
No, you have the ticket. You got to handle the ticket first.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like Charlie and Willy Wonka.
You got to do something.
Run home, run as fast as you can.
I mean, you just can't go to the bank and say, "Hey, I'd like to put in $1.02 billion. Do you mind?" No, yeah, no problem. Have a seat, Mr. Kulik.
Would you tell anybody before you got the actual money?
I wouldn't tell a soul.
Me neither. I swear I wouldn't.
I wouldn't tell a soul. I would probably show up here and smile and be friendly and overly friendly. Like, I'll get lunch today, Right. Make sure you add guac. I got it, no problem.
I would know something's up though, because if I saw the guac, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Or I pull up and I got 47 rescue dogs in the back of my car. I'm like, hey man, we're just going for a ride.
Hey, intern, can you grab this other car?
And then I'll never see you again. So I mean, you get the check. You got all these lawyers you got to hire. I mean, it's all encompassing to the point of like, nah, I'm not sure I want to do it. But then you're like,
right.
Well, you're going to pass up cash option of $602 million.
Oh my goodness, that number in front of you. There's no way someone can say no to that.
That's just insanity to me.
So you have to get. I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but
all of them.
So why is the last one yellow?
That's the mega plier.
But if you have to get all of them, what's it matter?
Well, these all 5 come out of the same like chute, and this one comes out of somewhere else. Boom.
Okay.
You got sitting down there and get that. So you've got to get all those. So you look at this people. I mean, there's a lot of people that played. So somebody here. So if you match 5 in the mega plier,
okay,
you win. I think $1 million
in Ohio.
One person won. Yeah. So if you match 5, that's not $1 million, but this is what you get. So people would match 5 numbers. Can you imagine matching all 5 and not getting the mega plier? Oh man.
Honestly, I think I would still go and act like I won. Like,
would you?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, come on, guys.
Oh man, I don't know, but we'll talk at 7:30. It's good to daydream about all this and what you can and cannot do. And it's crazy, man. It's just crazy to think about how your life will change in an absolute instant if you do that.
It is a cliche, but I genuinely wonder what I would do with that much money. I just don't know.
That's the problem. They're going to come after you everywhere possible to
what's
happening. Hey, remember me, man? 8th grade, and we did all this together. And like, not really.
I have a business opportunity.
Not really.
Invest.
All right. So we got a packed show, so we're going to speed things up here. It's time for Comic Strip Tease there, buddy.
Oh, yes, it is. And
Here we go, pop it out there.
Yep.
All right, we'll go back to our good friends. This is going to be Blondie. Now, we like Blondie because there's a lot of interaction, and he's pretty much of an idiot. So I'm not sure it's the way they created him or drew him up back in the 30s.
We're not sure what his angle is.
Yeah, not anymore with Happen On. By the way, yesterday, the greatest entertainer of all time is Dean Martin. Number 2 is Bob Hope. Yesterday, Bob Hope was the anniversary of his passing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
you did his voice yesterday, didn't you, or no?
I had no idea. So and
wait, that was him. That was subconsciously knowing.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is pretty crazy.
Okay, so evidently Dagwood's at the store. He's buying something.
Wallpaper?
Looks like what it is. Yeah,
okay.
Or rolling paper or parchment paper to make her cook. I'm not sure what it is.
Or more pajamas.
Exactly. All right. So I had a voice I did last night, which really came upon me, which made me laugh. I'm like, I'm gonna use that voice tomorrow. Now I can't remember what it was. Now I get nervous. so I'm not sure.
I'm going through a million voices in my head, and I know it's going to come out just a regular one.
All right. So I'm going to do Hannibal Lecter as Dagwood, and you can be the lady working behind the counter and do whatever voice you want.
Can you give me one? Can you just throw me a voice so I can just
don't do Mrs. Doubtfire or Mickey Mouse. You don't mind not doing that. Comic striptease where we imitate the voices of the comics. All right. You ready? All right.
Yeah.
Dagwood this is Hannibal Lecter buying wallpaper.
Okay.
All right. 3 and 2. Wow. Is this sausage scented wallpaper for real?
Well,
That's terrible. I'm so sorry. Do it again, please.
Okay, yeah. Take one. Take one, two, one, two, one, two.
Lamb says, wow. Is this sausage scented wallpaper for real?
Oh, yeah. And you're lucky. They sell out fast.
This will be perfect for a special someone's birthday.
Oh, yes. Your wife's.
No, mine. What a stupid cartoon. Look at that.
Oh, they did say wallpaper right there. I was right. That's pretty cool that I was right.
Wow, is this sausage scented wallpaper for real? Yeah, you're lucky they sell out fast.
Why would they be?
I mean, is this guy like, all right, you got 5 minutes to create a cartoon, go.
Right.
Does that have to be funny? Nah, we'll see. Boom, done.
And he just passes by a bunch of storefronts
And
each
God,
day.
Yeah. And God bless this lady. She probably has 2 jobs. Her husband's probably left her and she's busting her tail. And then this guy comes in and just.
Pretty unbelievable that she can balance that third wallpaper roll on top of those 2.
Oh, that's talent there, man.
That really is good for her. She's a promotion, that one.
All right. Is Catherine still on?
She is.
Again, I'd be like, what am I doing here? Why am I wasting my time with these bozos?
Yeah. Bro.
All right. We will take a break. Catherine Mayhew from Main Street, Nashville. She's the food blogger, restaurant reviewer. We love her. Her stories are so good. We can't wait to see what she has for us this week. That's next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit wellskinmd.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin. Serve Williamson and surrounding counties, Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee offers comprehensive orthopedic care with 16 subspecialized physicians. Our practice provides high-tech care with a hometown touch. We offer physician clinics, physical and occupational therapy, advanced imaging, and surgical services, including interventional procedures. Call us at 615-791-2630. We're Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. High-tech care with a hometown touch.
There's your number. So now it's up over to $1 billion. And my friends, with this, over $1 billion, if you win, you just might be able to buy a house in Nashville. I'm not saying.
Homemade fettuccine. Oh my God.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Look.
Okay, see, this is live, right? Are we live? This is pre-tape. We pre-tape.
I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
Bob Hope and whoever else. Well, I just had the wildest dream.
What was it about?
A giant 12-foot chili dog was trying to race me to work. Today's national holidays are, boom, ready for this?
Boom.
Bagpipe Appreciation Day. Do you have a bagpipe? Or you just blow hot air? All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. It's July 28th, 2022. Make that turn, truck. All right, he's delivering food. We got to look out for our food trucks. Hey, the weather today, my goodness. The weather brought to you by our friends at Roy's Meat Service. Check them out online at roymeatservice.com. He is your neighborhood butcher in East Nashville, and he's fantastic. Weather today, it's going to be high in the about 88 degrees in Nashville. Rain chances, though, rain chances 60% this afternoon. We need the rain. Just don't rain this weekend. That's all about me. All right, welcome back in the show as we do every time at 7:15 on this Thursday. Let's bring in our good friend Catherine Mayhew. Catherine, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How about you?
It's always good to see you. Now, we have, when I get into these segments, I look, I research, I see what you're writing about. And this week, again, at 7:15, I'm hungry because of you. We're talking about sopapillas, and it's a place in Franklin. I'll pull the screen up here in just a second. But to me, it's a fantastic place that not many people are talking about, and they should be talking about this place.
So you've been there?
Yes, I have.
Well, no, it is a fantastic place. And I think a lot of people don't understand when you see New Mexican cuisine, like, what is that? Because hardly anybody has it around here. And everybody's used to Tex-Mex, usual stuff. And there's a little bit of the usual stuff at Sopapillas, but most of it is really inspired by New Mexico. And New Mexico there's been two places in the U.S. that I have visited that I felt like I'm not really in the United States in a good way. And one of them is New Orleans, and the other one is Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's just so otherworldly. The landscape looks like nothing else. The culture is different. It's just a great place. So this whole thing started. Sopapillas, I have been there a number of times over the years. And the one thing they have that I can't find anyplace else in Nashville is the actual sopapilla. And so I basically went to get dessert, and I had lunch while I was there.
Well, I love the way you start your article out, because you say, sometimes I'm asked how I pick the restaurants I share with you. It's a mixture of places I've loved forever. Then you says that sometimes I just have a craving. I don't know how many food reviewer writers would admit that, but thank you for doing it, because sometimes you got to eat as well, and you had a craving, and that's how the story started. And I just love that about you.
Well, thank you. It's one of my greatest attributes, cravings. But in this case, so do you have that thing that you had in college, or maybe as just out of college, that like you couldn't get enough of?
Yes, Domino's.
Domino's. Okay. So then you know what I'm talking about. In my case, I was a freshman at the University of Colorado, and they had this really it was a shack right off campus, and they sold sopapillas. And when I discovered that, like, my world changed. They're so good. And what they are, just to cut right to the chase, they're really beautifully puffy, warm. They always come to the table warm. Pillows of ethereal, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside dough.
Ooh.
I know. I mean, that's all you really need to say. And then they bring you a squirt bottle of honey. And you're really just meant to, squirt the honey over the sopapilla and eat it. And it's just like, it's kind of like having your grandmother's yeast roll, that same kind of super comfort. And they have sopapillas that are savory there too, and they're good. I actually had another one for lunch. And they have all kinds of, they have a chicken filling on their brunch menu. They have a chorizo and egg filling, and they're really good too. But really, I just wanted that one single thing. I waited all the way through lunch to get it.
I think you have one of the greatest lines I've ever read when talking about food. You talk the sopapilla. You say, it's kind of like a beignet, but without that annoying monsoon of powdered sugar that is a signature move in New Orleans, because I had that back in February, where you feel like you're eating sugar than you are the beignet. And that's what a great line. That's fantastic.
Well, it's so true. So I have had many beignets in my lifetime also. And in New Orleans, the place to go get them is Cafe Du Monde.
Right.
But the whole thing, you practically walk through a haze of powdered sugar just getting into the place. And then, you can barely find the beignet under all that powdered sugar. And I get that, that's the way they serve them. And you can't be that person who says, I'll have a beignet, but no powdered sugar. So, because you just don't want to be that person. So you just go ahead and accept the fact that you're going to have to dust it off, go wash your hands 5 times while you're eating it,
Right.
and move on with your day. And the sopapilla just gets rid of all that.
Can
You're
you
just left with the really good dough, a little bit of honey for sweetness, and a puff of steam.
can you make this like your entree, the meal of the sopapilla, or is this kind of appetizer?
No, actually, what they do is they serve it as a complimentary dessert.
Ooh.
So you don't even have to pay for it. And I probably shouldn't say that too loudly because people will just go there and say, could I just have a sopapilla and a glass of water? No, you can't. You have to actually have food. And I should talk about the rest of their food because it's really, really good. So the things that are different about New Mexican food, first of all, it's all about chilies, all about the chilies, not necessarily spicy chilies. And they specialize in a couple of dishes with Hatch New Mexican chilies, which are the signature chili of New Mexico. Hatch is a geographic region in which they're grown. They're not like anything else. They've got their own sort of terroir. They come of the land. And when you are there in the summertime or early fall, you can literally smell the chilies all over town because they roast them in giant roasters in grocery store parking lots. So, if that doesn't get you hungry, I don't know what will. And one of the ways that Sopapillas uses it is in the iconic green chili cheeseburger, which again, you can find all over New Mexico. And it's just that perfect combination of the rich kind of fatty meat and the melty cheese. And then that little bit of spice you get they take a whole pepper roasted and lay it over the top. And it's just out of sight, just delicious.
I love the blue corn tortilla you talk about. And I've always thought that they taste better than the regular tortillas. And you explain it here. Maybe blue corn have a heartier texture and a nuttier flavor than white corn tortillas. I wish I could get blue corn tortillas with every meal if I had this.
And you know what? They're hard to find around here. You can go to any grocery store and get blue corn tortilla chips. But to get an actual soft blue corn tortilla is really, really difficult. And again, Sopapillas has them. And they're delicious. Their tacos are delicious. Their burritos are delicious. And the other thing, besides the blue corn that they do really, really well, is ceviche. And if you like, ceviche is it's fish or shrimp that is literally cooked in lime juice.
Ooh.
So they dice it up really small. They add some peppers, some onions, a little bit of chilies, and they let it marinate in this lime juice until it literally cooks itself. But what that leaves you is just this super fresh, super clean taste. And they serve it over a crispy tortilla, and it's just killer.
Would you compare, you talk about New Mexican food to Tex-Mex? I would think they're in the same family, but probably cousins.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a great way of putting it. They are cousins. And there's subtle differences in the New Mexican food. You'll find the red and the green sauces, sometimes half and half, which they call Christmas, but they don't drench everything in them. It's sort of an accent. It's not Tex-Mex. If you get like a burrito with red sauce, that whole burrito is going to be loaded down with red sauce,
right,
and probably mounds of melted cheese, and nothing wrong with that. Let me say that, nothing wrong with that. But it's just a little bit different. New Mexican cuisine is a little bit more subtle, a little bit more sophisticated. It sort of teases you at the door rather than, hit you over the head.
When you're doing this and you're going there and you're tasting this food, do you take notes or you just take mental notes?
No, actually, I do not take notes. Partly because nothing will give you away faster than sitting at a table with a notebook. And I don't have a great memory for everything in the world, but I do have a really great memory for food. Like I can tell you what I ate 20 years ago in a drugstore in Des Moines, Iowa. That's how good I'm good at that. But so I remember everything. I will say I do a lot of menu studying before I go. So I'm real familiar with the menu. And then if I can't get an online version of a menu, I will snap a little subtle picture of the menu.
Oh, that's interesting. All right, so let me ask you this. What's one food that you cannot stand? And it's not because you've had it's a restaurant that you didn't like or something that you can't stand. So for me, I don't like pulled pork barbecue because it tastes the same.
Really?
It tastes the same.
Oh my God, Joe.
Can't stand it. It's all the same. Is there one food for you that's like that?
Boy, no one's ever asked me that.
That's why you're on the show.
I guess so. I don't know that there's one food that I think it's just the same everywhere you go. To me, pulled pork there's a lot of differences in pulled pork to me, but I used to compete on the barbecue circuit. So I'm immersed. I'm practically made of pulled pork.
Right.
So no, I don't think that there is. I mean, there's things that I'm definitely not interested in ordering because I think it's, canned green beans, a lot of restaurants you go to, you just know that's what you're going to get on your plate. I had enough of those as a kid. I don't need any canned green beans at all, or canned anything really.
Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness. All right. So next week we're going to get with you. You're going to be on vacation or going out of town, correct?
Yes, I am. We got family reunion in the mountains, Sevierville.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, we do it every year.
I look forward to bringing the intern up there next week and meeting all the families. So
you would be a welcome addition, both of you.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. I'll get with you. We'll figure out time for the taping and for next week. And as always, thank you for everything.
Well, thank you for everything, sweetheart. It's good to talk to you always.
You as well. Catherine Mayhew, you can see her stories at Main Street Nashville. All the food reviews. She's fantastic. Just simply fantastic the way she reviews food and talks about it. It's really good. All right, we'll take a break. On the other side, the Mega Billions drawing is tomorrow. So we figured out what would you do if you won, right? Somebody's got to win that. Where do you go to talk to? Can you even imagine that amount of money? Well, our next guest is going to help us kind of navigate that when I win Friday night. We'll tell you more about that next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Hey everyone, I'm John English. This is Keith Wallace, and we would like to welcome you to John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We specialize in graded and ungraded sports and non-sports cards, vintage wax boxes, and unopened cases. We have a large selection of PSA graded cards. We also specialize in old sports collectibles, baseball, football, basketball, golf, and tennis. You can find it all at John English Antique Sports and Cards. We are happy to be associated with Nashville's greatest sports antique, George Plaster.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
Have you heard about the high levels of radon in Middle Tennessee? Radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer, second only to smoking, and has no color, no taste, and no smell. The only way to know if you have radon is to test for it. Duret Radon Mitigation offers testing for small and large-scale residential and commercial properties, plus mitigation services. Visit DuretRadonMitigation.com to request testing or get a free estimate for mitigation. That's DuretRadonMitigation.com.
I highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation because of their caring nature and attentiveness to detail.
Pre-planning your funeral now will bring you peace of mind and less stress to your loved ones. When the chaos of losing you happens, your family can honor and celebrate your life, knowing things are happening just as you wanted them to. Pre-planning determines the details of your funeral, cemetery services, and can be less expensive. We are honored to serve you and are always here for you in your time of need.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street, my friends, on this beautiful Thursday, July 28, 2022. Live look downtown Nashville, a little wind there, the flags blowing there in the wind. This afternoon, our weather is brought to you by our good friends at Roy's Meat Service. Check him out online at roymeatservice.com. He is your neighborhood butcher. He also serves lunch. He has the S. Fernando's quesadillas. Fantastic. Check him out online, please. roymeatservice.com. They are the best. Weather today, high in the upper 80s. About a 60% chance of rain. We need it, so be weather aware this afternoon. All right, so Mega Billions is drawing tomorrow night. So I thought, you know what? How do you wrap your mind around something like that where you're going to come to all this money? So why not go ask a financial guy? And I happen to know one who's pretty good. And I will say this before we bring him on here. I worked with him many, many years ago. He is the best coworker I ever had, and he joined us today. Chris Stout. He is the managing director, owner of True Capital Management. How are you, buddy?
Yo, Joe, good to see you, big guy.
How's it going, man?
It's going great. It's going great. This is a pretty cool show you guys have. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, and I'm thinking I'm going to get on a phone call with you. This is high class stuff, man.
We don't play around, and you'll be getting a call from our advertising department to be on the show as a sponsor in the next 8 minutes. So take that call if you don't mind, please.
Big deal. Big deal.
All right, let me ask you this. So you work in money and financials and everything, and you help people navigate this world. All right, so when you talk about $1 billion and somebody wins this and takes away with it, I mean, it to me, even Chris, with $1 million, it can be overwhelming, isn't it?
It is, Joe. It's what I do. You know, when I left our previous career, it was to help kids with the sudden wealth impact, mainly athletes. We work with a lot of entertainers as well, even coaches that end up getting the big contract. And if you aren't in tune with what's going to happen when the dump truck pulls up to your front yard and dumps a lot of money in there that you've never seen, most people will lose their heads.
Right.
And this lottery thing is exactly sudden wealth. And I would imagine there's probably just as many on the percentage side, like the NFL stories, professional athlete stories, where over 70% of them end up broke, divorced, bankrupt, just a few years after they stop playing. So it's an emotion that's hard to fathom. Even the family members are a lot worse than the actual players because they're not the ones that actually earned it. So what's going to happen is that whoever wins this lottery, if you win it, I've got faith in you that you will not lose your mind, but there probably will be a lot of folks around you who may do just that and think that you're just going to start handing out money. And the type of guy that you are, you probably would. And then you would turn around and a couple of years would go by and it would be gone. The billion is, you said a million or $1 billion. Well, of course, there's a huge difference, but the mentality behind it is not that much different. So you really have to have something in place to help manage, to protect not just you from yourself, but also mainly from people just trying to get at you, which it's the emotions behind those folks, Joe, it never ceases to amaze me. One day I will write a book.
Chris, let me ask you this, though. How do you earn the trust of somebody? You know, somebody comes within a player, say they get a nice big signing bonus, you know, and they want to blow it immediately. How do you earn that trust? Like, look, let me talk to you. You don't need to do this right now. That, to me, that's going to be one of the most difficult things.
Well, I agree. And we just had another meeting on Friday of last week. A young man who got drafted in Major League Baseball and it's a 7-figure signing bonus.
Mm.
The kid is 20 years old, and his family's never seen this kind of money. They are just looking for direction. And it really comes down to this, Joe. I mean, you've been around the block. Anybody who's lived a few decades has been around the block. You should at some point in life have a good character radar, and you can look someone in the eye and know if they're telling you the truth. If you feel that you're going to actually be able to trust that person. So it really has a lot to do with that. I will tell people, if you want a yes man, I'm not your guy. And I will say things that you probably won't agree with, and I will probably upset some family members along the way. But in the end, when those in sports, when the game ends, the lights go out, and they do for everyone. We all know that. Are you going to be a multimillionaire, or are you going to be broke? And that's to me where the rubber meets the road. If you have someone who wants to tell you how it's going to be with the money, it's not going to work. And
Right.
those folks never end up hiring us. So it's an interesting dynamic.
All right, say you win this pot of money. I mean, can you go to one? Do you have to hire like 8 or 9 different lawyers to manage trust funds, capital wealth, and all this? How does that all work?
No, I don't think so, Joe. I mean, if you want to, you can. If you get to a point where you say you don't trust people and you want to have a bunch of people holding each other accountable, that's something that is certainly an option of yours. But if you find someone, like if you do win and you call me Saturday and say, hey, Stout, I won, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go get accounts set up first thing Monday morning. We're going to get the money protected. You're not going to have it all in a local bank. We have what's called custodians, and that is where the trillions of dollars that are invested in the stock market are custodied. It's extremely difficult for anyone to go in there and get money out of there without express written consent. Thankfully, knock on wood, we've never had one client have a nickel compromised. So you go protect it first and foremost. Depends on what you have. Are you married? Do you have kids? You want to help family members? We would probably set up some trust if you do want to set up some help for family members. And you do that because you can tell your friends that, okay, I'm going to give you $1 million. And we're going to set up a trust. It's going to provide you a lifetime income stream. You'll never have to worry about another dime coming in. But you have to adhere to these rules, and that is you're going to get $10,000 a month, something like that, Joe.
Right.
It'll never be above that. And if you try to get into it and get more, it's not going to be able to happen because the trust is going to establish the rules and regulations of what you can do with that money. And the trustee is beholden to what the trust actually says. So there's ways you can do it. The attorneys are going to cost some money, of course. I'm not free, of course, but it's not a ridiculous proposition price wise.
No, I see that, and you got to, at some point, you got to trust someone with all this. Yep. Because if you hand me $600 million, I'm losing my mind. I mean, at some point along the way, you got to, and that, that might even be, Chris, with $6,000. I mean, it's still the various levels of finance and all that goes in there. But at some point, you got to figure out what you got to trust somebody.
Yep. And that's it's also from our end, do you trust the people that are actually going to do what you advise them to do? And I will tell you this, that is not easy. And money is one of the most, well, there's no question about this. It is the most emotional emotion that's there in anyone's life. You want to get someone fidgety and fidgeting around about money, start asking them about it. And it's across the board. And most people who you think have money, they probably don't. They're acting like they do. And a lot of people, I love the Sam Walton story. I'm sure you're familiar with that. The guy who founded Walmart. I mean, he drove around in like a 25-year-old Ford F-150 truck when he's a multi-billionaire. If you didn't know who Sam Walton was, you would think he's, the guy next door that just, had a good job. And those are the ones that Those are the real fun ones. The ones that don't have to let people know how much money they have. It's usually the ones that are trying to impress people are the ones that they ain't got a pot to what in.
All right. Chris, as always, man, this has been good. This is eye-opening, interesting. And I will call you Saturday morning when I win, and I trust that you'll take care of me. But look, I want to have you on sometime down the future again to talk about all this because, you can lose your mind with what goes on. And, I think the world of you, and I love what you're doing now. So thank you for your time today and the insight.
Anytime, Joe.
Fascinating.
Anytime, buddy.
All right, brother. We'll
There are
talk to
too
you
many
soon.
people. I would not get up for too many people this time of day. I got you, buddy.
All
Anytime.
right, see you. Chris Stout, Managing Director, owner, True Capital Management. And that's one guy I would trust with everything that I own because I know the type of character he is. All right, we'll take a break from one Chris. We're going to bring in another Chris in a moment after the break. The Music City Grand Prix is just a week away from starting the festivities. And we'll talk with Chris Parker about this coming up next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street. We landed on the moon, punk.
Oh yeah, it's National Moon Day.
Can you name the astronaut who first stepped foot on the moon?
The one that put the camera on, the one that set up the camera before Lance Armstrong.
The first astronaut to step on the moon, none other than jazz legend Louis Armstrong.
Lots of cheese.
You like it, a cheese?
As the parents, the club, the state, it was an incredibly emotional time.
Now, you're a combination of Ted Lasso and Vince Lombardi, my man.
Hopefully more Vince Lombardi, to be honest with you.
I think it's got some great potential in terms of long-term events here. And the folks at the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix do a great job in putting this event on.
Oh, National Hot Dog. Remember last year with the Daddy's Dogs, National Hot Dog Day? He brought out like 30 hot dogs.
Yes.
And we ate all of them and we got gassy. Remember? That
Absolutely. Yeah, there was one with cream cheese on it.
Oh, so good.
What's there not to love?
Well, you know what? 3% of the people don't like oxygen in the world.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit wellskinmd.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin.
At Sumner Funeral and Cremation, our mission is to serve families as our own, celebrate the life of their loved one, and help begin the healing process.
My whole family, including my wife and my mom and siblings, were very happy with the treatment that we received. I would highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation.
We offer funeral, burial, cremations, and pre-planning services.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street, live look at downtown Nashville. And in about a week or so, it's going to be completely filled with racing folks and people who've come to town for the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. With that, let's bring in the president of this great race. Chris Parker joins us this morning. Chris, thanks for doing this. I appreciate your time, buddy.
Hey, Big Joe, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Driving through downtown yesterday, I see all the stands up and the barriers. I'm like, I got to talk to Chris because we're a week out, and it's just amazing, Chris, how much time flies. I got to ask you, how are things going with the setup and everything?
So everything's going actually well. We are ahead of schedule relative to the schedule that we've established, given all that we have to work through and around. Downtown is a busy place, as we all know, and there's also a little WWE event I heard you might be attending on Saturday, so that's
right.
Also in the mix. And we're feeling very good about where we are from a build and preparation standpoint at this point.
How much easier is it this year to put everything together than it was last year?
Yes, it's easier, but I think it's because you have some perspective, having done it at least once. The reality of it is you're still doing 100% of it again. There's no part of this that is permanent. Yes, we know where to put the bridges, but we still have to put them up and take them down again. Yes, we know where to put the pit block, but we still have to put it up and take it down again, so on and so forth. So it's 100% build again this year. But yes, a little bit easier, have perspective, know where there may be, some obstacles, some things that we have to overcome, and feel like we're in a very, very good place as we work forward towards August 5th, 6th, and 7th.
That's a great point, Chris, because I want to make sure people know that the race is on Sunday, but there's so much happening before that I think sometimes might go under the radar, because the races on Friday and Saturday are just, to me, they're fantastic as well.
Yeah, so there's a broad offering of stuff, and that's kind of been our vision all along, and that is to make sure that there's plenty to do for everyone. At the end of the day, if you're a race fan, there is plenty of racing. If you're a music fan, there's plenty of music. If you're just interested in doing something different because you're in and around downtown, whether you're a resident, whether you're visiting from out of state, there are plenty of things for everybody to do. I think you talked about it, the racing, plenty of racing. We've got on-track activity every single day. Friday is filled with practice for GT America, Trans Am, Indy Lights, of course, IndyCar. Saturday, we've got practice sessions, we've got qualifying, and of course, we've got actual races for GT America and for Trans Am. And then, of course, the big race, Sunday, 2 o'clock, IndyCar, broadcast nationally on NBC, but also ultimately a fantastic opportunity for people to come out, support Nashville, be a part of something very unique, very distinctive, and we hope that everybody finds something that they like. And by the way, did I mention Saturday night, Tim McGraw, only show this summer in Middle Tennessee.
I'm looking at this lineup. It's just simply amazing. And I got to tell you, and I'll be honest with you, I don't buy tickets to a lot of events because I'm busy, and sometimes they just don't pique my interest. I bought 2 tickets last year for my son and I to go down here, Chris, and it was an amazing time, not only for the racing, but the bonding with my son and just see everything that was going on. And we love the Trans Am races. I mean, this is just more than a Sunday afternoon Grand Prix race.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're a car person, but maybe aren't sure if you like races, but you just like staring at some amazing cars, you got such a broad spectrum in the paddock area. Just making sure that people have the ability and the opportunity to walk through and see all of those things, that could be enough. If you're really into racing, there's hours upon hours of racing. If you want to hang out with your friends, if you want to hang out with your son, if you want to come down with some work colleagues on Friday and get out a little bit early after lunch, there's an opportunity for anyone and everyone to come out with whatever group of people that you choose to hang out with, whether it's all 3 days or if you're choosing Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, all of those are available.
When you look back over last year, and I know we try to look forward and things that go on, but last year was so amazing. What's the one moment to you last year that stands out, Chris, above anything else?
You know what? I think when the cars came over the bridge at the start of the IndyCar race, I mean, that was sort of the culmination of all things that had gone into this, not just over the last 10 months to get it to race day, but really over the last several years to bring all of the resources and all of the partnerships and all of these different constituent groups together. That was probably that one moment where you go, wow, we really made it happen.
And also, I'm watching that night, ESPN, the highlights of the race, and you talk about that right there. They start with the opening shot going over the bridge, and everybody was talking about it. That really made it to a next level. That was amazing. All right, so what for the next 4 or 5 days, what do you do? I mean, I know you probably aren't getting much sleep, everything, but is the hay in the barn, as they say in the South?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of things that we're still doing. As I mentioned earlier, we are working around a very, very busy downtown schedule, a very, very busy Nissan Stadium schedule over the next several days. A lot of what we will continue to do will be inform, educate, advise, make people aware of the changes that are going on next week because of road closures, because of detours. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to ensure that people have the best experience possible. So if you're driving in, what's the best way to get in, to park, to access the festival grounds? If you're staying at a downtown hotel, where is that closest to your seat? What's the easiest route to take? So lots of communication, lots of follow-up. Of course, lots of sales. Still selling a lot of tickets for the individual days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Doing a lot of preparation around our Wesley Mortgage Freedom Friday initiatives, which is our salute to service, honoring our veterans, first responders on Friday night. So there's a lot of things that are segmented, of course, by day, whether it's operational, whether it's production, whether it's actual sales. So there's still plenty to do, but do feel like we're in a pretty good spot.
Fantastic. Again, go to this event, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, all 3 days. Go do it. Chris, I know you're busy. Thank you so much for doing this. We'll continue promoting this. And we know because of your involvement, it's going to be fantastic as it was last year. So thanks, my man.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it, Big Joe. Have a great one, buddy.
Yes, sir. Chris Parker, president of the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. I'm not kidding you. Go to this event. It doesn't happen every day, and it's just something you'll never see in Nashville. You see it once a year, but it's so good and so cool. All right, intern, pop in here for a second, as it is time for
What's all?
Yeah, I know you're a what do they call it? A gearhead? What do they call those people?
A really fast driver.
You are. Did you get your tags done yet?
Yeah, man. Of course.
Okay. Good. Just making sure.
What are you, a cop?
But go. I mean, we saw the Trans Am race last year. Oh my goodness, it was so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You know, I play this game. Get the celebrity birthday within 2 years, and not only you'll receive a prize, but you'll receive just the adoration from us. You know, the love.
Right. Exactly. Oh, are you talking about like? Oh, yeah, for me. Thank you.
Everything.
Yeah, that's enough motivation. That's all I need.
And I think if you like to sponsor the segment, you'd probably make the greatest decision of your life.
You make me smile.
Yeah, thank you. All right, first birthday up. She played Gloria on All in the Family. Sally Struthers. How old is Sally Struthers?
58.
75. Do you know who she is?
No, I have no idea, actually.
Lori Loughlin. She was on Full House. She went to prison when she lied on her kids.
She's an inmate, isn't she?
Oh, yes. Yep.
I watched the documentary. Pretty good. She is probably 54.
58. Oh,
so
man.
close. But you see me getting chipping away.
That's right. All right. Elizabeth Berkley. She was on Saved by the Bell. She played Jessie Spano.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What did she do anything after that?
She was in a movie
but...
called Showgirls.
Oh, okay.
Which was not very good.
Let's go for Jessie Spano. 60.
50 years old. Did you watch Saved by the Bell?
I love that. I love that show. Yes, absolutely. Are you a AC Slater guy or are you a Zach Morris?
I'm Zach Morris, 100%.
I got you. Me too.
100%.
Me too.
I mean, I've got all the Zach Attack albums. So you need to back off, pal. Cartoonist Jim Davis, who created Garfield.
I'm a Zach Morris guy too, by the way. Let's go.
Jim Davis from Garfield.
71.
77.
Cool, man.
Yeah, let's see. CBS news anchor Scott Pelley, who always seems to do this with his glasses and leans in like he really cares, but he really doesn't.
He really doesn't care, does he? Let's go. I actually didn't. Never mind.
How old is Scott Pelley?
79.
65. Singer,
you rushed me there.
Singer Afro Man.
Great band. I'll go for Afro Man. 44.
48.
We're getting closer, folks.
Actor John David Washington. He is Denzel Washington's son.
Really?
There's that TV show Ballers or Players with the Rock that was on HBO.
Yes, I watched that show.
He was good.
He's an actor. I'll go 31.
38.
I was going to say, and nobody will know this because they're not in my mind, but I was going to say that.
Okay, well, all right, here's the last one. You've got none. This is the last one for the show.
None.
How old is Soulja Boy? What song does he sing? Hey.
Crank that.
Oh, man.
Man, it's
Is that his
timeless.
song? How's this song go?
It goes, you, dun, 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 soldier boy, I tell him.
Yes.
We do it one time.
That's great. All right, man. Here it is. How old is he? You got to get this.
Oh, he's 32.
Exactly. Boom. Punch it. Well done, man.
Thank you so much.
Oh, the pressure was on, and you came through in the clutch.
Appreciate it. Is it really on the nose? I got that right?
Yes, 32. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself. I
Non-skinny
appreciate
filter
that.
real quick.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Oh, non. Got it.
We got to bring all this in. Yeah. Well done with that, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I want to be like Steven Tyler. I'm going to start holding like Axl Rose and hold the mic like this.
Get you
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Get you a scarf.
Get me a scarf. I got plenty of scarves.
You don't ever wear them, though?
I love my ascot scarf and my lavender scarf. I love scarves.
I would think that the argument can be made that an ascot and a scarf are totally different things.
Yeah, it is. It looks like who's on Scooby-Doo?
Yes, I was about to say.
Fred?
Fred?
Yeah.
Nice. Look at us.
Fred,
Intuned.
Velma, Daphne, and
Louise.
Louise. All right, so the intern and I, watch out, Sam Houston Elementary. We're coming to see you in about an hour for your back-to-school bash today. We're honored to be there today to help celebrate that, so we'll see you then. Tomorrow, we're up in Springfield, Robertson County for the Robertson County Awards. Look forward to that. Intern, have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
I'll see you in Lebanon in a little bit. From the Palatial Studios in Rayon City, tell everybody, have a good day. Be kind, be nice. Open doors, smile. And remember this, my friends. Nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you tomorrow from Springfield. The spins, man. This come from the diaphragm on those. Are you ready?
Scamper around like a little rascal. Yes. Work it. Yeah. That was perfect.